Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Star Trek Online Tips and Tricks. I am your host, Esper W. Today, I thought I'd be going over the endeavors, the personal endeavors. Uh, I've seen a lot of chat in Zone and actually within my fleet also, where people are saying, "Oh, I prefer to skip this because I don't run that particular type," or "I don't like going there," or whatever reason they choose. It's like it doesn't take long to actually complete the endeavors. Usually about 30 minutes, I think, is my average for most of these. Uh, and at first, I was having issues, and then I finally come up with some things like, "Hey, that works. Hey, that works." It's like, you know what? Let's spread the knowledge and spread the love. So today I thought I'd talk a little bit about endeavors, about some of the easiest ways to complete some of them, and hopefully, if at least one person learns something new, then I think I've done my job well. But today is I have three endeavors: destroy Voth ships, Tetrion damage on the ground for 10,000, and defeat Voth on the ground battle zone. That's just actually where I'm at. So 60 of those. I actually like this battle zone, so I'm here quite a bit. It's fun. It's easy. Someone's hanging out over there. And actually, this is one of the better, especially during dilithium weekends. This zone is usually packed because you can rack up the dilithium very quickly. If you get enough people trying to clear the zones, you can actually, I've seen the zones clear in as fast as 15 to 20 minutes, and that will usually net you about 10,000 dilithium on uh, a normal run, depending on how many's in your team. It also helps to have a bigger team. You don't actually have to solo it, though most of it is soloable. But so I'm here today. I'm going to do my Tetron damage on the ground and defeating the Voth here, and then once I'm done with there, I can leave the battle zone. I can either go to the Undine space battle zone and do some stuff there, or I can just beam straight up. And usually there's some Voth ships hanging around somewhere, and since I only need 5, that's probably what I'll do. But and actually, I'm not going to go through any combat today. I'm just going to go over some of the tricks I found. Do something real quick. Normally, my space is Disruptor. I run a Disruptor build on this particular character. So if I ever get a space one asking for a damage type that I don't have, there are actually several ways of getting around it other than just doing a complete new build for each damage type, which, unless you've got unlimited sources of funding and you just want to do it, I don't recommend. I mean, you can if you want to, but one thing I have found, and I've been starting to do it lately, is pets. If you have a ship that has 1 or 2 hangar bays, swap out your pets. This one is the default one for this particular ship, and you notice it comes with the disruptor also. But if I have one that needs, say, plasma, hey, here's my elite Scorpion fighters, which is actually available through the new Romulus Reputation. So these are not that expensive. Where are they? Yes. It requires 100 and okay. I'm a T6, and I've applied the discount. So you're depending on what tier you're at, and if you've unlocked all the T6 for your account, this may be twice as much. So it'll be 250, 240, 250, I think. So still 120 Romulan marks, 19,000 dilithium, and 20,000 energy credits will give me the Elite Scorpions, which will give you a plasma damage. Under the Nukara rep, you actually have the Tholian, Elite Tholian Widows, which will give you Tetrion damage. So there are two options right there because pets do not stack with your damage type. So if I'm running uh, my locators or exploiters or whatever, that's boosting whatever your damage type is, it does not count towards pets. Pets are just pets. So it's easy enough just to swap out pets on the run, the land, or so that's one easy way of just getting a different type damage, especially in space. Of course, I also have the plasma torpedo, so I can get plasma either way. Uh, I've been looking into more of the pet options. Maybe if I could get like one of each type, but that gets to be really expensive because you have to look at more of the fleet. I think the elite fleet ones you can swap out some ships. For example, I will look at these are here in the dilithium store under hangar pets. These are the options I have. Depending on what ship you have unlocked, uh, will give you more options. Uh, for example, this one will give you Polaron damage, but you have to be running a Jem'Hadar Dreadnought. So it's locked to a particular ship type, so it's not quite as useful. This one has AP damage. I think this one is phased biomatter, which is phaser damage. Uh, but say you got to have a Zendi carrier or Zedney Dreadnought. So, some of these are locked to your faction or locked to a particular ship type. If I'm not mistaken, I haven't verified this yet, but I think the elite versions are can be used on any particular ship. I might be wrong. If someone knows better, please correct me in the notes. But still, that's one option for doing an alternate damage type in space. Another option, and I'm still working on this captain to do it, but is I run one torpedo on all my ships. To me, it's just not Star Trek if you don't have a torpedo of some sort on a ship. I am not a min-maxer. I like to have high DPS, but I'm not a min-maxer. I don't have to be at the top. I definitely don't want to be at the bottom, though. But actually, this is a good torpedo. But if I come upon one where it wants AP damage, well, I have the AP energy torp. Yeah, actually, before I got the Cardassian set, I was running AP on my build. So that's why this one's golded out. But still, that one will give me AP damage. We also have in-game, we have every type except for plasma for an energy torpedo. Of course, we got plasma torpedoes, so in my opinion, there's not really a need for one. It's like, well, we've already got lots. As a matter of fact, under the reputation for Omega, where is it? There's a very good torpedo here. Gotta find it. There it is, the Omega torpedo. Of course, all of mine are going to be Mark 13 ultra rare because I have a temporal recruit who has completed the mission there, so I'm able to craft all these at a higher level, which is awesome. So if you do not have one and they rerun the event, I highly recommend you do that. Run one of those captains. I think you have to complete, I think it was 5 at the time. I think there were 6 reputations or 7. No, wait a minute. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There was 9 at the time. I think you had to complete 8 of the 9 to unlock this particular bonus. It may have been all 9. I can't remember. It doesn't matter because I was going to do it anyway. Generally, on all my captains, I unlock them all to tier 5. This captain just happens to be the one I am, because she's my main on here. I'm unlocking tier 6, and as you see, I'm only tier 3 in Discovery because it's still brand new. Go back to where I was. Oops. But yeah, so that's one way for plasma. Plasma's easy to get. There is a phaser variant. If you do not have it, if you did not collect it when the event ran, I think it's now available in the Phoenix lockbox. I know the anti-proton one that I just showed you is. Uh, yeah, the Agony Phaser Energy Torpedo. I actually managed to run the event when it was here. So I'm going to unlock that one. I have to lock it so I don't accidentally sell it. Not that it would matter. But there we go. There's a more phaser damage. So if I need a phaser, if I get a phaser option, I just gotta swap out the torpedo. And matter of fact, I was running on one of my other accounts. I actually had one for what was it? Disruptor. I needed Disruptor, and that was an AP build, and I had the Energy Torp for Disruptor. And I needed 500,000 because it was the elite one, and I got it in one TFO. So it's really easy to get. I recommend Spread, of course, Torpedo Spread 3 when I own mine. That makes sure it gets to plenty of enemies out there. But that's one way is the Energy Torp. Another is the Omnis. There's some mission reward Omnis. Let's see, I just picked this one up yesterday, the Phaser one. You won't get as much damage with them, but you can always throw it in the back. And that'll give you another source of alternate damage if you need it. So between that one and that one, I should have more than enough phaser damage. Of course, because I'm Disruptor built, there's no problem with the Disruptor. I've got this one for plasma and the pet, so there's my plasma. The Tholian's one for the Tetrion, and then I'm have a plasma for AP, and of course the torpedo for AP, and a Polaron Omni that I can just throw in the back. So it's not too hard, unless you're getting like the 500,000, the top one. It's not too hard to get it with just the Omnis. If you get the 500, it's better to have the torpedoes. So that's one option is a torpedo. The other one is the hangar pets, and that way you don't have to completely rebuild your ship just to take care of one endeavor. And it may take one or two TFOs maybe to complete it, but most cases I have completed the 500,000 with just the torpedo. So it's not that difficult. Again, one TFO can run you anywhere from a couple of minutes for the crystalline catastrophe all the way up to 15-20 minutes maybe. So that one's not too hard to knock out if you have that. One other one, I don't have it right now, but I have done it before, is the destroying the torpedoes. I use it for some reason. It always pops in as the top one, and it's usually like 18. It's really difficult. And then again, it's not. Crystalline Catastrophe. It's actually a very good mission to run for that one. Between the Tholians and the shards from the Crystalline Catastrophe, those all count as projectiles that can be destroyed in space. So that's really easy to get it. As a matter of fact, I did that one yesterday, which is why I don't have the actual Universal was the CCA right now, and I completed that one in one run. I needed 18 and went there, and actually I got it even before the second pulse completed. So, and also the new queue for Discovery, I think it's Peril over, no, excuse me, Operation Riposte has, if you go down at the second wave that shoots the torpedoes, that's another good one. I've done that and managed to get all 18. Usually it's best in that case to, especially if you have it, you know, post in chat with your team, hey, I need this for an endeavor, so I'll be taking missile duty. And most of the times people will leave it alone. Otherwise you might get 2 people going down to shoot all the torpedoes, in which case you may wind up being short. So that's another good one to actually do that one. So there's 2 options for the destructible torpedoes. Let's see. The battle zones are great places to get the ships. Mostly I'm here in the Voth, either the ground or the space. Is a good one for the Voth ones. Of course, the Undine space battle zone for Undine. And it doesn't take that long to knock them out. Even, I think the maximum one is 30 ships, if I remember right. And that's not really that hard to get in any of the space battle zones. Of course, the Terran ones, the Terran battle zone is awesome for that. The harder ones, actually, I'm going to bring up a map. I'll go to the galaxy map for this one, if I can. Oops. Yep. For this in Kethi, up here, Gonkra, and you can, I think there's actually a transwarp available once you unlock the Lukari to tier 2. I think Lukari reputation to tier 2 will give you an automatic warp straight to that battle zone. So that's one place to get Sinkethi. I've been avoiding that one for a while, and I just started playing. It's like, well, it doesn't take long. Usually there's more than enough people there with the endeavors to actually complete them fairly quickly. So it's not too hard there. If you want to go up, if you've got those. But for ground, I do the exact same thing as I do for space. I have alternate forms of weapons. All of my bridge officers, especially my ground ones, all carry a different type of weapon. I don't, this is actually a Romulan character aligned with the KDF. I carry the Temporal Set. She's the science captain. So I have AP damage for here. And I got the Thompson. I love it for physical damage. Awesome against the Borg. This one, I have the Omega set, which is from the from Omega. And actually, with her, I went with the alternate. The normal auto carbine for the Omega set is anti-proton, but because my main is running anti-proton, I went with the Tetrion. There's not a lot of sources for Tetrion, so I went with Tetrion, so they will give me Tetrion damage on the ground if I need it. I've never tested this before, and I'm about to because I have this one now. If the bridge officer who are with you count towards this, or if it has to be damage done by your captain. That is another thing, is that all of these kills have to be done by you. You have to at least get a couple of good shots on them, basically. You don't have to get the kill, per se, as long as you're doing damage to it. 1 or 2 shots is probably not going to be enough. You got to do at least a little bit. I've seen people say, oh, you got to do half. It's like, well, sometimes I've been in, especially pugs, where you've got someone who's got an awesome build and, they're just nuking everything as they go along. It's like, you're lucky to get a shot or 2 on something. So, that happens. So, there's always distracting. So there's my Tetrion. This captain has the Dyson set, which never seen this one come up with proton, because this is the only weapon in the game that has proton damage. So I don't think they're going to force you to get one, but she has that. This one, I have the Marionis phasers dual pistols. That was one of the things that one of the missions that we could run, and I was able to reclaim it. So there's phaser damage. He has a Polaron. This was a mission reward. Actually, I also have the one from the Kabali for a Polaron. And then I also have, if I need, there's my old 116B. I think that one's Polaron. Tetrion. Okay. This is a mission reward from Future Proof. Nope. Excuse me. That's it. Yesterday's War. I think it was. Yeah. Foregone Conclusions had that particular.
Disturbance in the 27th century. It's happening in the Lurs system.
That one.
Vorgon mercenary.
Talk. So I've been using either crafted or, and there's my disruptor. This was also a mission reward. So there's all my ground damage types. So it's real easy just to swap it out with my secondary weapon. That way I keep my set bonus. So I'll swap out whatever weapon type here it requests with my secondary slot. You've also got, some of your bridge powers, especially if you're getting the one for physical damage. Of course, if you're a tactical captain, grenades, just photon grenades is good. If you are an engineer, you can do the mines. And with science captains, actually this one, the anti-time entanglement from the temporal, is a very good one for just plain physical damage. And because I have the 3-piece set, I get this option, which is also physical, the temporal stasis. So I have lots of physical damage available on this captain if I need it. Cold damage, I've never seen one that's specific to cold or fire or environmental types, but you usually will see all the main ones. Like I said, there's plenty of mission rewards. The other option is actually you can go in and just build them yourself. I was forgetting something. I'll do that later. But you can choose the particular weapon, dual pistols, and then you can do it in anti-proton, disruptor, phaser, plasma, polaron, or tetrion, or whatever weapon type you like. You can create one of each if you wanted, and then just keep them on your extra bridge officers if you have the slots, or just keep them in your inventory and make sure you turn on protection. That one has it. Do this. There we go. Change the protection status to on. That way you don't accidentally sell it or scrap it or delete it. That way you can always keep these just right here in your inventory. Easy enough to keep it up. That way if you got to swap on the fly, it's easy to get to. That's why a lot of my alternate bridge officers who don't really have anything to do, they're just there to hold equipment. So there's a couple of ways of easily doing your personal endeavors, doing them quickly. Like I said, I can normally knock these out in about 30 minutes normally. So it's really easy, not too time consuming. And if you really get one that you just really don't like, when you open up the packs, you stand a chance of getting these reroll tokens, and you can always just reroll one. I'm going to keep these today, but you can reroll it if you wish, and that'll take a token. Sometimes it has happened. I don't know if they've actually fixed it yet or not. You'll click it and you don't lose the token, and it doesn't re-roll. And that usually happens for a day until they cycle again, and then it works again. So it's a bug. I know it's been reported by multiple people, including myself, but it may be one of those things that is not high on priority to them. But like I said, it's not too hard to knock some of these out, and it's always best if you can get some that are in close together. And sometimes you can get what I call the triple roll, which can be something like fight Voss ships and fight Voss or destroy Voss ships. In my case, this would be do disruptor damage in space, and this one might be something like do physical damage in space. It's like, okay, that's easy. I just go to one zone and I can probably knock all three of those out in once. For example, right here, I should be able to knock out both the Tetrion and the defeat Voth both together. So if you can get the 2-for-1s, or even the trifecta of it, where you can do all three at once, that'll even be better because you have less damage. So let's do something real quick. I just wish to verify. And anytime I come here, I always grab all the missions. The first time you're here, if you've never done this before, you have to do these individually. And then after that, then you can claim all 4 at once. Let's go over here. I'm wanting to see if my bridge officer, Lita, because she has the Tetrion weapon, if her weapon will count towards my endeavor. If not, I'll just swap weapons with her so it doesn't take that long. Get down here. Alright, let's see. Yes, it is counting.
Enemy targets on sensors.
So, your bridge officers count just like pets. So you don't actually have to equip it unless you're in a zone which you're the only player down, for example a TFO or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and end the battle here today and in the video. I hope I've been able to answer some questions for you, and I hope you have a great day.